I've always been very passionate about the environment and very interested in it. So doing science is a really good way to investigate the natural environment, and being a scientist and working at Hunter Water means that I get to combine that investigation with also trying to protect the environment as well.
I chose to become a scientist purely for the love of biology and chemistry at school.
I like to problem solve, and I could see the world was facing big problems, particularly around the environment. So I was keen to make a contribution to solving some of those problems.
When I was a little kid, I really enjoyed finding out about the world around me and how things work. So I did little projects on how human ear works, or the solar system, or bees. And as I grew up, I realised that you can also make a difference in the world. So I remember standing over my dad, berating him for throwing an aluminium can into the rubbish bin when recycling had just come in. Being an engineer and a scientist, you really get to help make the world a better place and understand the world around you.
You got a lot of comments about only getting the job for being the diversity target, and that was really hard because that really put down your confidence, and then you didn't know if you actually deserved it.
People not respecting your expertise or understanding that you have expertise. So for example, if you're wearing something like this, which is office clothes, I've had people assume that I know nothing about working in the field or doing field work, and I have done huge amounts of field work. But because I'm a woman dressed in office clothes, I clearly don't have that expertise. So it's a kind of a silly example, but it also sums up the silliness of the prejudices that you get to experience.
And one of my first jobs I walked into, it was a large industrial site, and I walked into the control room, and one of the operators said, "Oh, you're kidding me, a woman engineer, what are you here to do, nag me all day?" And so there's kind of stereotypes that are put onto you just because you're female.
If you can't see it, you can't be it.
Providing role models, as well as building connections between industry and schools so they can see those role models.
I think what has to change is we need to start earlier, at a time where they don't have that prejudice of what is a male or female job, so that kids develop a genuine interest in subjects.
I think we could all broaden our perspective of what a career in STEM means. So absolutely there is a technical grounding there that you need, but what I found throughout my career is that what makes a good manager and a good leader are some of the other attributes that potentially aren't so technically based. So things like communication skills, having empathy, having influence, creating a drive to want to achieve an outcome. They are all things that are really important if you want to instigate change in a STEM career. So broadening that perspective to beyond just a technical skill set, to be much broader than that, I think would attract more females into careers in STEM.